Yes, fellow Ambazonians, today is Sunday, the 2nd of February 2018. I am your humble servant, Comrade Ofoka Eugene the Tico Cha is here for you. I promised to come online today, and I was supposed to be at 6, couple of minutes past already now. We're having some technical difficulties, so that's why I'm starting now. So if you joined, please share the link. Let's get people on board, and we bring our most respected guest here, Dr. Fontem Niba is going to join us. So please share the link and share it on WhatsApp groups and everywhere so we can get Ambazonians on board. I want everybody to watch and listen for themselves as Dr. Fontem is going to explain and give us details about the conference that he's organizing. They're all Southern Cameroonian People's Conference, General Conference. I want everyone to be on board and listen and get presentation from him about that. And we are going to talk about the way forward also and many other things. So please just kindly share the link. And let's share and invite people. Just share. Take the link, please. Thank you all for joining. HESM, thank you very much, comrade. Share the link, please share the link. Take the link and share on WhatsApp group. Let's get people to come on board and we continue. So let's just be waiting for others to join us. We are going to have a very interesting conversation today with Dr. Fontem. I'll be very blunt with him. I have been listening to this song today anyway. It speaks a lot to us Ambazonians and Africa. Yes, comrade. I think that we shall go quite fast with it anyway. I have been late here, so let's try to get more people on board and then we can ride on with the live show. Please share the link. Let's get more of our people on board so we can proceed and bring Dr. Fontem on board. And now we are. Let's share the link and invite people to join us on this live show today. We shall be discussing with Dr. Fontem and the way forward, the issue of unity as well. So for the meantime, as usual, we will go on to the anthem of Ambazonia, and then from there we shall continue with the presentation. We shall continue with the presentation. Let's share, comrade, kindly share the link so we get some guys on board. And we get Dr. Fontem to come. Hail this land of glory, we the Ambazonians pledge our loyalty. Praise the Son of Savior who granted us our freedom. Allegiance to the hero who bought the land with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise to never to fall. Yeah, we a nation, flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation and joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and the children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of His nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of His nation. Yes, fellow Ambazonians, today is going to be a very special presentation I'm going to make here today. We are going to bring Dr. Fontaine Niba, one of the very designers and founding father of our revolution. And before we go to that, I would like to talk about some few things here as we ride on with this presentation. First of all, I want to talk about, there was something I put a video, I think last week, that I was talking about I was talking about the ongoing political atmosphere. At the moment, Ambazonians, we have to be very smart and intelligent, and we must understand and interpret what is going on within the international community as we proceed this revolution. Now, this is very important, because if we misunderstand what is happening, if we don't apply the right procedures and take the right steps at these critical times, we might live to regret it. At the moment, the international community, as we know, there's a lot of crisis going on around the world. There's a lot of crisis going on. The ongoing crisis and uprising in Venezuela has consumed the international community and the United Nations Security Council. Number two, Zimbabwe, the uprising there has been also very alarming within the African governments and authorities in Africa. We have the South Sudan crisis is going on. We have also, there is the political uprising, even in France of all places. And, Western Sahara, Somaliland, you can name the rest. So, but this, within all of this happening, the international community is still very much concerned, and they are looking into what is happening in Ambazonia, the ongoing genocide that is taking place in southern Cameroon by the dictator of La Republic of Cameroon. So now, when we understand all these things, so we understand all the geopolitical situation and the current uprising in different parts of the world, we must really position ourselves and put our strategies in place. What do we need to do to be number one? What do we need to do to stand on top of all of this crisis and to be the talking point in the international community? We must be proactive. We must be very active to tweet, to use social media to expose the impunities of the regime in our land. In this same light, we must also intensify our resistance, our opposition within the land and within the ranks of the Cameroon government. So, what do I mean by this? I mean that we must be able to continue to keep our struggle going on hard. Ground Zero forces, we must intensify the self-defense. I strongly believe in this initiative of one man, one AK, or what they call it, the 10,000 AK project. We need to really fund the Ground Zero boys. We need to intensify and triple our support on Ground Zero, because if Ground Zero is hot, we will be the topic and the talking point in the international community. But if we go to sleep in Ground Zero, then they are going to go to sleep as well. So all the social media noise and the political scramble and the political fight for powers and position doesn't have any place in this struggle. We must intensify Ground Zero. When Ground Zero is strong, this struggle is very strong. So I really support that initiative. I know some people are calling it whatever, but I endorse it, and I think that we have to do it in a collective way. When when people are saying certain things in this struggle, some people just come and talk. There's an issue in this struggle right now, which is the issue of lack of trust. People don't have trust when it comes to collecting money because they have been disappointed in previous situations. So now we are talking of a system. I understand what Mark Barra is saying, that we need to come together, all of us, and build a trust within our community so they can raise funds and then we use the funds. But if single groups are trying to raise this fund to do this thing, we know that it's not going to be successful as it can be if we are all united to do it. So I strongly believe and I endorse this initiative. These boys on the ground, one of the comrades, one of the fighters from Tico said to me, he said, Eugene, these people came to us. If we have real AKs, we would have showed them pepper. But we have to retreat and they kill 10 of us because we don't have real weapons to fight. Ambazonians, it is painful to see our people dying because of lack of sophisticated weapons. I mean, machine guns that when they shoot them in Tico, this Ekelebe, that people will listen, they will hear those guns speaking in Mutang and a hill, and they will run away. We need to identify ground zero, honestly speaking, and I think that is the only thing that is going to rapidly catapult this struggle to the finish line. Those guys need automatic weapons. I mean, come to think of it, when I make my inquiries and I contact those people from Ground Zero, I ask Mr. Kavi, for example, what is the cost of one complete heavy AK? And it's just something 1,500 euros with a magazine. Honestly speaking, I remember in Finland that it was a fundraising that we did here some time ago, 2 years ago, that I mobilized the community. We came up with 6,000 euros. 6,000 euros alone can buy us 3 to 4 AKs, and that was a chicken fundraising. If we really come together only in Finland, we can come up with like 20,000 euros, and 20,000 euros can put us more than 15 heavy AKs. I mean, the AKs that when you shoot in Tico, they will hear that gun sound in Limbe. That is the kind of AK we need. Those boys in Tico, for example, they were crying that, if anybody who doesn't know Tico is one of the most intensified place with the Republic soldiers. They have the camp down beach in the camp there. The headquarters of the Cameroon B is in Tico. The B started in front of us in Tico. So those boys in Tico, they are really on the battle line. They are on the battle line every day with the worst and the fierce Republic people. And they have no real equipment to balance what they are facing. Come on, Ambazonians. We have people in the diaspora who have money. Ambazonians have money that they can sponsor this revolution and equip those boys on the ground. But because of this unity, because of lack of trust, people are selfish now. They don't want to put their money in places that will not be used in the right way. They are right. So what we are advocating now is that we bring everybody together. We bring all the leaders together and organize and intensify the resources of the boys on Ground Zero. That is the way we have to do it. Not by individual groups. I know the AGC have started this issue. Yes, it's good. Let them continue with it. But we shall join them and we beg them that they should come on board. We shall put together the leaders together, put a commission together, raise this fund from country to country, special fundraising, mobilize this money. Nobody is going to touch a dime of that money. The commission is going to prosecute that money. It will go straight to the AKs. I am tired of seeing my own boys. Some of you maybe don't know those people who are fighting on the ground. So most of us, we know them. We talk to them every day. And when we see them being killed, it's painful. It's painful. That's why sometimes I feel like I am going mad, because when I see blood and when I see our people being lit out on the street by Republic soldiers because they don't lack sophisticated weapons, that costs 1,500 euros. I have been contributing in this struggle, of course, in many ways. I do my diplomacy things, I travel here and there on my personal expenses. If we are going together to make this thing go forward, come on, individual persons can buy one AK. Individual persons, 1,500 euros is a commitment you can make, and you can put an AK down. We need to do these things, and that is one way that we have to be strong. And also, what we are seeing in the Republic now, for example, that they start their own uprising, they are fighting with Camcho, and they are going up and down. This is good for our struggle, of course, but we must be smart to put ourselves together and plan and put our committee together and stand up. Because if Cameroon government goes down when we are not united and strong, we are going to go down with them. So it is good for us. It is good for Ambazonians that La Republic is having their own internal crisis. But we must strategize and pull and take our places back. When it is hot in La Republic, the enemy is weak. And we can rebuild and take back our land. We must think and really rearrange our mind and make this happen, honestly. And those of you who have opinions and you have conclusions already, oh, this person is bad, that person is bad, this person is bad. No, we have to come together. I will continue to say this all the time, that we have had our differences in this struggle, but I believe that we can come together as we go forward right now at this very time. And I think that is what we're supposed to do, because we should not stay behind and watch our people on the ground language. They are being killed day in, day out because of lack of proper self-defense equipments. I mean, if they have those AKs that when they open them, I mean, when you shoot in Tico, I want this Ekele base to listen to the sound in Mutengene. We have to do this. We really have to do this. Let us put our country first. Let us put our people first. Let us put our ego down. Don't let this ego, politics, people, position destroy this struggle. We must come together. We must come together. By any means, we must come together. We really have to come together. There's no other way. Why can't we see that? Why can't we accept that? That even in your house, you have your family member that you don't like them. You have your brothers who are stubborn, you don't like them. You have your sisters that are crazy, you don't like them. We are a family. We must come together and work together. Without that, this struggle will be something that the next generation will continue to push. So I was just going to talk about that. So for the meantime now, I think I will look around. If we have Dr. Fontem, if he is there, I would like him to indicate by a post that he is there, so we can bring him on board and go to business. What I'm saying here is that Ambazonians, it is time for us to really be honest to ourselves. It is time for you and me and everyone. I mean, you, Mami Jera, you, Watan Ken, you, Mark Barata, you, Tapang Ivo, you, Eritato, you, and every Ambazonian. It's time for every one of us to look ourselves in the mirror and accept one reality, that we must unite. We must even unite for the sake of self-defense. Our people are being killed day in, day out. It's not good. It's not good. It's not that we are poor. We are not poor. We have money. We have the resources. But people don't want to contribute because they lack trust of where they are putting their money to. We need to come together and unite people and get this kind of things being done. And also we know of the various conferences that are coming up. Yes, that is one of the things we need to talk about today. We are going to talk about that today. The various conferences, we know of the APNC, we know that there is some talks about the IG organizing a conference, we know of the All Southern Cameroonian People General Conference that is being organized by Dr. Fontem. So my focus point here today is unity and the importance of unity. If we unite ourselves, we unite our leaders, then everything else will fall in place. And that is why it is important and it is critical for us to do that now at this critical time. So I don't know if Dr. Fontem is there. He can indicate so we can bring him on and then try to look on to the main subject. We can look on to the right. We can go on with him. So Ambazonians, these are things that we need to really talk about, because at the moment we are pushing very hard in diplomacy. Yes, diplomacy is going on very strongly. But we need one thing to back that up, and ground zero. And again, our boys on ground zero, please, please, please. This thing that I'm seeing, people are taking camps, like our soldiers are taking camps and places. We are in... Why we don't want to understand simple things now? This is a guerrilla warfare. We are not in a conventional war. We are not fighting a conventional war front here. Why you are taking places and living in houses and stuff? We're supposed to be in the forest. We're supposed to be in the Banga bushes and see these rubber farms and in the forest, not in the cities. When when I see these things, I'm very heartbroken. This local government, or what they call it, what is the meaning of all those things? Those things increase the casualty of our people. Yeah, people have to fight with knowledge. Why you have to come and live in the city and take some houses and make like an office? For the love of our lives, we don't have to do those things. Those things are making us being killed every day carelessly. Because the Republic now, they are going around with civilians that are military. They are in disguise. They don't wear the military uniform anymore. So they easily get across our boys and ambush them with those kind of setups. So we have to go back to the basis of this struggle. We are supposed to be hiding in the forest. We're supposed to be like the ghost people that the only talk of the Amber boys like spirits. That the only come, strike and disappear. Not staying in daylight, taking a house and a building and putting Amazonian flag, start to collect, do what all those kind of practices like a government. It's not really needed now. It's not possible also. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, people have the arguments to these things, but I'm not here to blame or accuse anybody's approach to this crisis, but I'm just saying that our soldiers don't need to be exposing themselves. That is what I mean. In other words, don't expose yourself. Don't come and live in the cities. You need to be hiding under the rocks, under the trees. You need to be invincible. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about any approach here like whatever you want to start to make accusations, or if you like. I'm saying that our soldiers need to be invincible. They need to be like ghosts that they appear and disappear, not living and having an address, a postal address that I can post them at a letter. What kind of armed struggle is that you are doing? You have a postal address, you have an office. All those things are causing people to die. Yeah, all those things cause people to die. Let me try. I'm really trying to get Dr. Fontem on. I don't know. Once again, Facebook is here with heavy delayance. So all those things, we need to take precautions. We need to really advise those boys on the ground. Please, please, your life is very important. We are not fighting this war to die. We are fighting to see our independence. So some of those missions that our boys are undergoing, which are not properly calculated, you don't have to engage in something that you don't see the possibility of coming out successful. Don't embark on them. Avoid those kind of approaches. Avoid them. Calculate your moves, calculate your attacks, and calculate every stuff, and make sure you fight to live another day. Make sure you fight to see Boya someday. We are not on a suicide mission. We are not on a suicide mission that we are just going to fight to die. We fight to defeat Cameroon government. We fight to defeat the Republic in broad daylight and take back our country. So our people should not engage in a suicide agenda or in a suicide mission. No. All the ground commanders, all the ground soldiers, you have to think about these things. Our Amber boys supposed to be like spirits, that they don't exist, that they don't see them. They just appear and they are gone. They don't have to have postal address and offices around. No. So, and I think that the time for unity is now, because we need unity very critically so that we can mobilize resources and fund ground zero, because that is the only way that we shall succeed. If we intensify the boys on the ground, then this struggle is going quickly to an end. Really, the casualties are too much. We can reduce the casualties. Those of us who believe in diplomacy as I also believe in self-defense, but I believe in a self-defense that will be done with less casualties. We know that we are going to also, receive casualties, but we can reduce our casualties. That's the point. We can reduce our casualties. And that is what we are soliciting for. We want a self-defense strategy that reduces the loss of our own lives. We need to reduce the cost of our own lives on this struggle. And these things can be done. We know and we have seen our boys being killed in a situation that could have been avoided. Why? Why? Those are human lives. So we must avoid those circumstances. We are not on a suicide mission. No, we are not. We want to get to Boya and meet those boys, the Amba boys. We will need to meet up and sing and celebrate the song of victory. We are not fighting a suicide war. We are fighting a war that we are calculating. Listen, they say wars are not won by men, by guns, but they are won by men, by people. They mean strategy, techniques, approaches that win the war, not even the equipments. Because you have equipment without the right mindset, without the right technology, without the right approach, you will not win a war. So all we are calling for and all we are begging for is the right approach, the right strategies to fight this war with minimal casualties on our side. Minimal. We shall receive casualties, but we can avoid many lives that have been lost. Our boys are coming out every day and night on videos. Their faces are being shown. All those things, all those videos that are even being shared by some activists on social media, we should take those things, all of them out. I mean, our Amba boys should not even be known. People should not even know them. When they are talking about general somebody, they should be, who is this person? Who is that person? Not that people really know them. That the Republic can send their agents and they go around the cities to find them because they know them physically, how they look like. That is wrong. We are not yet at that stage. We can be at that level when we have some territory under our control, and then we can clearly come out, even put a TV channel, even put out a radio station to broadcast our information, to broadcast our media. When we are in control of those territories, but now we have no territory that we control. Why are we coming out, putting our face out to the public? The Amba boys are being known now like celebrities in Hollywood movies. All those things have to stop. We must rethink. And I think we are at the crossroad of the time that we must look into our souls. No videos should be out with Amba boys and their face in public. All the Amba boys who are doing those things, they should really stop that thing. It's not good. They should stop it. Stop it. It's useless. You don't need to prove a point. You don't. Stop all those kind of videos. If you want to make videos, you can cover your faces, disguise yourself, come out to show your strength in that way. Yes, that is good. We need those kind of videos as well because they play a very strong role in a war. That your enemy can see the strength of what they are fighting against. We like those kind of videos that you can bring out with your AKs. Just AKs. So the enemy see that you have AKs and sophisticated weapons. Don't come and show your face. You are not a celebrity. This is not Hollywood movie you are acting. You are in a war. So these are the things that we are talking about, that we need to reduce the casualty, turn down the casualty level of Ambazonians. We need the right strategy, right thinking, right mindset, right approach. I heard of a situation that 3 Amba boys went to attack a military camp. I was crying that how can you send 3 people to go and attack a military camp? Why would any person try to do that? It's wrong. That is a suicide mission. Don't do that. And those boys were killed. That is completely wrong. We need to plan everything they do. Plan them very well. Evaluate the options. Plan B, plan A, B, C, D, and even to F. So when you go in and when you engage the enemy, you are sure of what you are doing and you come out victorious. Not just three persons picking some sticks and go to attack a military camp. That is not bravery. That is, you are being a coward. So all those who are sitting also in diaspora, because you have some chicken change, you can just collect 3 boys from your neighborhood and give them some money and think that you are controlling an armed group on the ground. You are sponsoring the death of young people that you could empower them in the right way and put them on the right platform, and they do something great for the nation of Ambazonia. Stop using your small, silly money that you earn from the diaspora to just spread boys around with them guns. Because you want to be someone as well in the struggle. Everybody want to be a leader. Everybody want to be doing something. You can do it the right way. But they sit in diaspora, they gather 5 boys from Tico down street, give them den guns. Come to Likumba, gather some of them, give them den guns. Come down in go to Silisi quarters, give them guns. Go down to Miselele, give some guns. What is the meaning of that? Eh? What is the meaning of all those things? We must come together, and all those in diaspora must stop that silly habit of sponsoring small groups here and there. We must really, listen, we must really come together. Like, for example, Tico have the army camp is down there in down beach. They have the B up there in the runabout. Mutengene, on the Mutengene Hill, there is a military school. Listen, if we want to take these things out, we sit down, strategize and plan the approach, study it for weeks and weeks. And when we hit them, we wipe them out. That is what we call self-defense and armed struggle, properly calculated. Properly calculated. Not just spontaneous or some kind of sporadic people are going around just running with bikes around your Amba boys. Come on, that is not bravery. You are doing the things in the wrong way. When you look, for example, how the Europeans defeated the Nazis, they called the D-Day battle. They planned the D-Day attack on the Nazi Germany. It was planned for months and even years. And when they engaged on that mission, it was their last approach, and they succeeded because you have to plan. You have to plan. Plan and plan and plan. We need self-defense leaders who plan, experiment and plan, and when they launch the attack, we only come out with victorious success. But they must be well planned. You must plan these things properly. You must know how many Ekelebe is there at 2 o'clock. How many is there at 5? You must know how many Ekelebes come in the morning. You must know when the Ekelebes are sleeping. You must know how many, you must know every details of a place. Calculate them very well and launch. For example, I said to myself long time ago, I will engage in this struggle but fully and only on diplomacy. I cannot be a master of all, jack of all trade, master of none. No. But many Ambazonians today, they are master of all trade. They are jack of all trade, sorry, master of none. They are there when it comes to diplomacy. They want to be number one. When they want to go to media, they are there number one. When they want to come to whatever thing, they are everywhere. A human being cannot be like that. You must pick a field where you know you are most skillful and efficient to belong there. I said to myself, I will sponsor and I will fund Ground Zero, but I will never join any group to be in any of the self-defense. No, because not because I'm afraid, no, but because I want to give my all in a certain field. I cannot do everything. But I know guys who are in the diaspora, they are saying that they are self-defense, they are country heads, they are journalists on the online, they have armed defense group. What is the meaning of all that nonsense? Should you do everything? Can you even do everything alone, one person? Can you? Can you? I see now, even my brother Magbara, they have all their controlling ground zero boys on the ground. Capo Daniel, they have ground zero boys on the ground, they're controlling them. Eric Tato, what is the meaning of that nonsense? Are you an activist, a social media activist, or are you now controlling, are you now an expert in self-defense? Are you now an expert on self-defense that you start to mobilize people on the ground as well? All those things are wrong. Leave those things to the right expert. Those people who have the knowledge to do those things. Leave those things to them. Leave those things to the ADF people. Leave those things to Akwanga. Leave those things to all the boys on the ground, Saul Foncha and the rest. Give them the opportunity to show what they can do. Not that every Ambazonian have a self-defense group. Who are we fooling ourselves? Even if the IG have their self-defense group, they must have the experts there. But how come some people who are even member of the IG and they are part of the IG, their own self-defense group that doesn't belong to the IG? Get my point. I'm not attacking any group here. I'm just saying how disorganized this revolution has become. It has become a child's play. The self-defense. The self-defense. Everyone have a armed group. Everyone, every Ambazonia is doing everything. It's shameful. It's a shame. It's a shame. Many boys from Ground Zero, they contact me, they have my contact. And I said to them, listen, I can support, I can contribute, but I will not involve, I will not come there to start to see what you're doing. It's not my field, I will be out. But count on my support financially, anytime, any day. I always say that very clearly. Even when they wanted to start these tigers, I was one of the first person that was contacted, but I stepped out and I brought some guys in. This is how I function. But now I see in Ambazonia, everybody is doing everything. Everybody is an expert to everything. Everybody is an expert. Everyone is an expert at everything. This is completely wrong. It's completely wrong. I don't know of any self-defense group in Southern Cameroons that I have not supported. But I have never been involved in anything. Even when I have opportunities to be, I turn them down because I cannot be a jack of all trades and master of none. I take my own specialty and diplomacy. It's so heartbreaking that I see today social media activists who live in the diaspora, who have never been in Ground Zero, have self-defense groups. Wrong. I am thinking, what does a social media activist know about self-defense? Like to Mark Barata, like to Eric Tato, what do they know? Really? With the lives of people, when you have professionals in this field and you don't give them opportunities to do those things, all those things have to stop. And some of them even use confidential information, very secret information that those boys give to them on the social media. They leak out intelligence trying to report. They want to be the first to report the things. I was the first to bring news out. The other ones always report after me. That's what some of them say. Now it's a popularity context they are doing with the struggle. They have live shows, and after the live shows, they are putting, what they are doing there is like, oh, I have more views than this other person, I'm more important than them. You are more important, sir. Thank you. But have that free Ambazonia? No. Without free Ambazonia? No. So now, everything I'm saying, my bottom line is coming to unity. This struggle has to be planned, a central command for self-defense, a central command for diplomacy, a central command for humanitarian relief, a central command for everything, even media. When these things are done, this struggle will be going smoothly, will be less casualties, less waste of resources, and then we are pushing the Republic faster and out of our territory, very fast. But the level of disorganized and disunity, the level of unprofessionalism this struggle is facing now is a calamity. It's a calamity. Everybody have a group, everybody have self-defense group playing with the lives of people in Ground Zero because they have some chicken change from Europe. Because you can send $100, that will be 65,000 in Cameroon. You think you can take boys and give them 10 guns to go and die? Complete nonsense and disrespectful of what we call patriotism. Small money you have is nothing. If we combine the small money we have, all of us, we can have enough sufficient funds to buy sophisticated weapons and put these guys together and fight. Why are we doing this to this struggle? Why? It becomes a privilege that they sit in diaspora and say, oh, I have a self-defense group in Ground Zero. I'm now a stakeholder. We control our territory. We know who is who. We have FACO. You come to FACO, we control FACO. Really? Is that what the struggle is all about? And now, they left from the self-defense issue, from the Ground Zero where they thought, this is something, listen, Ambazonians, this is very funny, eh? This is very funny. This is very funny. Understand this thing. The self-defense part of this struggle is the most important part of this struggle, is the most expensive part of this struggle, and it has been the most troublesome part of this struggle. Everybody want to be engaged in self-defense because they know that's where the money is. Money, 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 money. Everybody is running after money. The issue is money, not even power. It's finances. That's the problem. The African person's problem is money. It's the number one problem that kills Africans. Nobody goes to diplomacy because there's no money in diplomacy. We go around, do diplomacy around here because we sponsor ourselves. But self-defense becomes a big business, a booming business because of money pumping in and out. That is the whole business with arms anyway. Arms is what is a very expensive industry with money. And that's why everybody's eyes and the focal lens is there. Their radar is on the money. Yeah, it's the money. They want to raise huge sum of money. It's the money. Everybody's looking at the money. It's a sad reality. It's all about money. It's all about money, nothing else. All about money. And even now, people on the ground have been abusing that issue of money, and many boys have been doing their own things up and down. You know, all because of money. All because of money, not even because of the struggle, but because self-defense involves money. Listen, we sit down and calculate this thing properly. Even if Ambazonians come to raise money, in any government, the most expensive part of the government is the military. We know that. That's why money becomes the focus of them. Everybody is coming out with their own strategy on Ground Zero because of money. It's nothing else. It's nothing else. I haven't seen 10 or 50 diplomatic groups in Amazonia. I haven't seen them. Why we don't have them as well? Because there's no money there. There's no money in that part of the struggle. Everybody is engaged in where money is. They want to raise money. They want to take money. They want to embezzle money. They want to misuse money. Money, 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 money. And that is why Africa is back and is retarded. It's undeveloped. Because everybody wants to eat from the national resources from the African continent. The same simple Ambazonian struggle that is there as well. Everybody is so focused on the money part. Not even the lives of those who take those dang guns. Not even the lives of those that they mislead. The same as African dictators. They don't care about the lives of their people. They don't care. Their focus is the money. But this has to stop. And this must stop. I am very glad that Ambazonians have become greedy to contribute their money to such groups these days. It's fine. Don't. And that's why some people decide now to support directly to groups that they know. I applaud them for that because of this nonsense. Yeah? Listen, let us be honest. We have Ambazonians community that can stand today and raise millions. That 10,000 AK they're talking about is nothing. I'm telling you because I know I have witnessed this thing myself. When this struggle started in 2016, we raised money. We raised money before my eyes. I know it. People were they trust where the money was going to. They believed in the system and they brought money down. Guys, people were putting down in the fundraising in Finland 1,000 euros. People were contributing 1,000 euros cash in the fundraising. But now those same guys, they cannot even contribute 50 euros. This have to stop. The creation of many groups in self-defense is all about money. The creation of many self-defense groups is all about money. The creation of many, all kinds of whatever you call general this, commander that is all about money, 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 money. Nobody wants to unite and work together all because of money. And the most expensive part of this revolution is money. That's the reality. So if we strategize and come together, we can make a solid and heavy push with the self-defense. And we have to do it. We must do it. I am tired of seeing our boys being killed because of mismanagement, because of lack of proper control and plan and strategy of what they have to do on the ground. It's lives we are talking about, not money, lives. So for all of you Ambazonians, please, please, you cannot be jack of all trades. You cannot be jack of all trades and you are master of none. Stay on what you do. Be a journalist. Be an activist. Be a frontline leader or be an armed fighter. You can't do all. You can't. You cannot. So all those guys who are bringing confusion, creating groups here and there, all those things have to stop. We have to be united. Listen, some people don't understand this thing. Like I'm saying, weapons doesn't win the war. It's men. The soldiers are the ones who win. If you have 10 skilled, I mean, only 10 skilled Ambazonian fighters, 10 with good AKs, they strike and disappear. This struggle will go ahead only with 10 people. Not that you need to have 1,500. No. 10 skilled professional guys who know what they are doing. They take months to plan, and when they strike, it's darkness. That is what we want. That is self-defense. That is what we are talking about, guerrilla warfare. That's what it is. But now, it becomes a game. Everybody have guys on the ground. They have groups. They have armed groups. They are commanding boys on the ground, giving orders from the ground. These are social media activists in diaspora. It's a shame. It's a shame. Sometimes I always usually ask myself that, who is actually leading this struggle? Is it the leaders of the frontline movement or the social media activists? Because when I see activists come on and talk about their groups on the ground, and then I'm asking myself, what are the frontline movement doing? What is the IG doing? What is the other groups doing? If now activists have the groups on the ground that are fighting, I always ask this question, what is the meaning of that? Ambazonians, those of us who are on the ground who are feeling the pain, please, we need to really take our own destiny in our hands. Don't be manipulated by some people in the diaspora. You know what it is on the ground there. You know what it is. See, me I be Tico man. For Tico and Muteng, they have the highest armed robbers. Armed robbers will bury their weapons on the ground. Plan for months and months and months. When they go out, they hammer. This is what we call this strike and disappear. Where? I'm really, you know, this struggle is really, it's unbelievable with the way things are going. It seems like we are not going to have Dr. Fontaine here with us. I will just, maybe we arrange with him some other time, but I will talk about this issue. We need to reorganize, regroup ourselves. All those guys in the diaspora sending people around to fight, those nonsense must stop. Mark Barata must stop all that nonsense. Cut the link with those guys. Tapang, Alice Tapang is in ADF. He's doing his job there. Eric Tato, stop that things. Capo Dan and the rest, please. You people have to stop those things all. Leave those boys to the expert who know what they are doing. Stop influencing and manipulating those boys on the ground. You are just, if you want to do it, it's honest. If you want to do it as well, declare yourself that you want to do it and take that stand and continue. Nobody's going to argue. But don't come and you are just an activist and then you have a self-defense group on the ground. It's completely unprofessional. Where? Again, I will say I fully endorse and I support this initiative. We must get these 10,000 AKs. And I asked certain questions to Mark Barata after he made his presentation. Number one, I said, Mark, how do we get the leaders together to organize this fundraising? It's very important. We need to do it. Number two, how do we make sure this money goes smoothly without any magu-magu? Number three, which group is going to take the AKs? We talk about those things. How is that going to be done? It all comes to the point that we must be united. When we are united, we can do these things together and push the occupier out of our land. You know, that is what we have to do. Raising money is not the problem at all. The problem is disunity that makes raising money a problem in this struggle. That is a fact. I know it from the very beginning because from the very beginning, this struggle was very good and smooth. We were able to raise money easily. But the lack of unity now becomes the obstacle of raising money in this crisis, in this struggle. It's simple as that. So, and now the international community is slowly becoming tired of Ambazonia. Ambazonia is slowly becoming a forgotten crisis in the international community on their table. We need to intensify the self-defense. We really need to do it. I need to have fresh impact from the ground. When there are fresh impact coming from ground zero, the international community is calling us every day. That is what we need to do at this particular stage. Let us hold diplomacy, hold everything idle for the moment. Intensify. If we can successfully sit down and properly plan with experts and hit certain targets like bam 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 in certain cities, plan and create heavy smoke again, and then we prop up the diplomacy and continue. Let us keep everything for the moment let us hold everything. We have to really put everything on hold. Self-defense need to be revived. Self-defense needs to be revived. No, let us do it in any way. I beg of you. I will even propose that we launch a system that countries can raise money for the AKs or whatever they have to do to raise money for the AKs, and we identify the groups that need these AKs, the frontline movement that are fighting on the ground, for example, the IG's self-defense groups, the Sokadef self-defense groups, and the ADF self-defense group. This could be another approach. That's okay. The countries come together, mobilize this money, and divide them in equal fractions. We specifically want to see the AKs with every group. We must have the evidence and we must see those things. That could be a way to do it. But really, we need to revive Ground Zero. Ground Zero need to be revived. Ground Zero need to revive. And our boys need to understand that the face of this struggle is changing. The Republic now is using civilian guys. You see guys who come with shirt and clothes like me here now, but they have guns in their pocket. And they are like Republic Bs and military guys. we must be smart. We must be smart. All this noise here and there on social media, I have a self-defense group, all those things have to stop. Let us come together, plan. Listen, it doesn't even matter if we cool down. I mean, cool down, take it cool. Cool down, for example, when you cool down, plan, give them like 1 month, they don't see any action. I mean, they don't see any action in 1 month, and then we just come out, strike, and disappear. Cool down again. Plan, come out, strike, and disappear. This is how this is supposed to work. Planning. Now, we are just now spontaneous, sporadic, emotional with the whole thing. Ambazonians, we must go back to the very beginning of this struggle. Unity was our foundation, was the rock that we stood on. And if that rock is shaking now, it's shaking the entire revolution. So the issue of unity, I have already said it. I said my stance that I do not endorse any 10 conference. I endorse only one if Ambazonians come together to organize one conference. And as far as the APNC is concerned, they said that they are part of the IG. They are trying to do house cleaning. So that is an IG issue, an IG trying to clean their house. That conference doesn't bring Ambazonians together and include everyone. It's an inside house cleaning. So let them do that thing quietly inside. They don't need to organize a conference. Don't organize any conference. Just clean your house inside within yourselves. Don't organize a conference for that. There should be a conference where everyone comes and outsider comes in, and we put this thing together. So, once again, my argument is coming from logical consequences of this crisis that we are facing. Casualties, loss of lives, mismanagement of resources and funds, poor leadership. All of these things will be addressed only by unity. And that is my argument. If anybody denies that this struggle doesn't suffer heavy loss of casualties these days, if anybody argues that this struggle is not facing poor leadership, this struggle is lacking unity, you are dishonest. I'm not here to blame or point fingers. No, I am saying that these things are the problems we have now in this struggle, and we must identify them. We must react to them. And by solving those problems, we must go back to all those things and fix them. So, this show was supposed to be an interview with Dr. Fontaine. I was supposed to really go deep and brutal and honest with him about what he's trying to do, because some people are confused if his conference is the same with the APNC. Some people are saying that he's a federalist conference, all those things. I know the facts, but I would like him to come out and tell this to our people in public himself and explain himself to the Ambazonian people and put this information very clearly out there. So, but he was not able to make it today. He has some meetings to attend as well. Perhaps tomorrow we can have time to do with him again. Those things will be done. But this opportunity to say, Ambazonians, we must go back to the drawing board. We must refrain from all the pollution. There are many pollutants in this struggle right now that include individuals, that include activists, that includes leaders, that includes belief and system of thinking. Lots of pollutants. We must get them all out and get this struggle going in the right direction. And that is something we must do. And that is something we have to do it now and very, very urgently. So I think that I did what I did very, clearly and swiftly. I always like to have live so that I can give people time and get some calls and people give their opinions. but unfortunately today is not going to be possible. So I will be going off quite soon. I think in less than 10 minutes I should stop this thing and go. I didn't intend to be here alone by myself. I have but I just think that, okay, if Dr. Fontaine was not able to make it, I can really talk about this issue that we are facing in this struggle, that everybody want to be in charge. Everybody want to be leading. You know, we are like in a boat that's supposed to be going to Boya, but there are those who are trying to, they are pulling the boat. They said there are many ways that can take us to Boya, yes, but everybody is going their own direction. We need to all come together as one and take this boat towards one direction to Boya. Because if you are trying to go to Boya, some people want to pass through Mutengene and go through Limbe. Some people want to pass through Kumba. Some people want to go through Calabar and come through Boya, through the all those different heads, directions. No, we must have one approach on going to Boya, and that means that we must give those who have the skills, the competence to be responsible with certain things. Not everybody will just jump in and start to do everything at all time. No, be one of one things, not be one of 1 million things. Be one thing. We have activists. We have activists that are now generals or whatever they are doing on the ground. It's poor. You can't be competent in all things. Just pick one. So, Ambazonians, I think that I should round up at the moment, but I give my message very clearly now. I am happy that the activists, for their first time, they came together and they are united. And, you know, they have their SCARF platform that is representing them, and they are working hard. That's fine. We need more of that kind of unity in this struggle. And the issue also, when we are talking about those who have skills, of course, we know we have skilled Ambazonians. But all I'm trying to say is that we cannot do all things. Do one thing at a time. Do one thing at a time. And I see Ambazonians are doing everything at the same time. And that results to inefficiency. Yeah. That results to inefficiency. So, that was my message, mainly that unity, and let us be more efficient. More efficient. Pick your battles. Pick your engagement. And we push Cameroon out of Ambazonia. That is something we can do. And that's something we have to do. It's something we must do. But with all of these problems, it is resulting to more casualties, and it's going to take us more time. But if we sit down together and plan and regroup ourselves, we shall defeat the enemy as fast as possible, and even before you know. So I think I come to the end of this, where I'm going to end now, and I'll maybe sign out with my anthem, Ambazonian anthem again. Hey, this land of glory, we the Amazonians, special loyalty. Praise the Son of Savior who granted us a freedom. Allegiance to the hero who bought the land with their blood. Glory to glory, we rise to never to fall. Yeah, in a nation flowing with milk and honey. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation and joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live to plenty meat in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of his nation. nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom. You shall live in plenty, meeting our needs, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of the nation. Yes, Amazonians, thank you very much. I will try to arrange with Dr. Fontaine again. Perhaps tomorrow we shall have him here and we get to listen to what he was about to tell us tonight. And my message was that let us give credit where credit is due. We must stop the confusion. We must stop the sporadic ways of doing things. We must plan, we must regroup ourselves, and we must unite. All those activists, all those Ambazonians in diaspora who just give den guns to our boys on the ground should stop that nonsense. And we must rise up to the challenge and do the 1,000 or the 10,000 AK. We should even increase it to 20,000 or 50,000 AKs. Ambazonia, we can make 50,000. 50,000 AKs, 1,500 euros per one AKs. I think we can reach 50,000 AK in 1 month. If we come together, it is possible and we shall do it. And that should be the way forward. We should stop everything else and get those AKs. We should get those AKs first. We should get those AK first before we do anything again. So thank you very much for being here. And hopefully tomorrow we can have Dr. Fontaine with us and we discuss with him. So thank you and good night.